Hello everyone, I'm CashCuber, and for once I didn't record or upload on a Monday. What is going on? Anyway, I recently learned full CLL, and I wanted to show you guys all the algorithms I use. Now for those of you who don't know what CLL is, it's where you solve a complete layer on a 2x2, and that takes just one more algorithm to finish the solve. Starting off with the H-shaped cases, which is when you have these two blocks of your top color in front and at the back. And our first case is going to be where you have your two opposite blocks of color running perpendicular to the yellow. I'm going to have the algorithm here, as well as its recognition here. And for AUF recognition, this block on the right will be in the front after the algorithm. Our next case shows a similar scenario where we have two blocks that are opposite color, but as you can see they run parallel to the yellow instead of perpendicular. For AUF recognition, I go by whatever colors are on the sides, but you can also do it by this block moving to the front. But since these match to here, I know that there's going to be that as our AUF, which in this case is none. So our algorithm, we're going to do an X prime, which is moving the top face to the front, and here's our algorithm. Now we've got the case with a perpendicular block as well as what would be to the halves of two parallel blocks. You would do this algorithm with your matching block in the front, and for AUF recognition, this block is going to go to the back, or essentially the opposite will be right here. And our final H case is where we have this parallel block and two opposites here. We're going to do this algorithm by holding this block on the right, and for AUF recognition, this is just going to move right here. Here's our algorithm. Next up we have the pi cases, which is where we have an adjacent block of yellow here, and then these two in opposite sides. Our first algorithm is where we have these opposite pieces here and these matching. AUF recognition, this block is going to move to the left-hand side. Here's our algorithm. Our next case is going to look about the opposite of the last one, where we have our block here on the left and our opposite pieces on the right. AUF recognition is our matching block. It's going to move to the right. Here is our algorithm. We've got the case where we have two blocks of matching color. So we're going to be holding it from the opposite side. So our matching block of yellow is going to be here. And for AUF recognition, this block goes here, this one here. Here's our algorithm. Our next algorithm, we have diagonal all around, our opposite colors here and here. I'm going to be holding it from this angle, so we've got these bits here and our matching block at the back. AUF recognition, this basically becomes its opposite, aka moves to the back. Here we have these two corners that are matching color, and these two are opposites. Holding it from our regular orientation, we can see that this corner is not one of the two that are matching. So we will hold it from this angle. For our AUF recognition, this matching block goes to the back. Here's our algorithm. And this one's going to look similar to the last one, but as you can see from our normal orientation, this corner is one of the two that are matching. So we're actually going to be holding it from this angle. For AUF recognition, whatever color's right here is going to be at the front. Here's our algorithm. Next up we have the U cases, which is where we have a block of yellow on top right next to each other, and the other block of yellow is facing away from the oriented block. Our first case is where we have these two pieces matching, and these two on top you can see are opposite. We'll hold it from this angle. Our AUF recognition is wherever this block is, that's where it's going to stay. Here's another one that looks just the opposite of the previous, where we have our oriented corners, but they're opposite here, and our unoriented block has matching colors. We're going to hold it from this angle, and for AUF recognition, whatever block is on top here, it's going to be moved to the right. And this is a pretty short algorithm. Now we've got the case with a solved block here, as well as this solved block here. I'm going to hold our oriented corners at the back, and for AUF recognition, this block will go to the back. As you can see here, both of our blocks are basically opposites. So we're going to be holding it from this angle for AUF recognition. This top color here is going to be moved to the back. Now in this example, we've got adjacents all around. You can recognize it by these two colors being matching, or how I normally do it is this piece right here. This color is the same as this piece here. Although I do think recognizing it by the matching versus opposite is probably better. I'd be holding it from this angle, and effectively whatever this corner is right here, this will be moved to the back. All right, so here's our algorithm. This one looks very similar to the last one, which makes it very easy to confuse, but by my recognition, this time the matching color is on the right rather than left, but our diagonal block is on the opposite side. For AUF recognition, this corner won't move. Here's our algorithm. Now we've got the T cases. These have the two oriented corners, but this time the two unoriented corners are not adjacent, they're opposite of each other. For our first algorithm, we have a recognition of this block being matching color, same for this one here. We're going to be holding it from this angle. Our AUF recognition, this blue is just going to move right to the front. Here's our algorithm. This one's going to look quite a bit opposite from the last one. We have these two opposite corners, and here as well. Going to hold it from the same angle as the last one. And for AUF recognition, this blue is going to be at the front. Here's our algorithm. For this case, we have adjacents here and adjacents here. Hold it from this angle, and I recognize by this color here and this one right here. In this case, they're matching, so here's our algorithm. Here's another case that looks similar to the previous. We have adjacents here and here. As you can see, this color is the opposite of this one. We're going to hold it from the same angle. For AUF recognition, whatever color is right here will be at the front. Here's our algorithm. So for this case, we have matching colors on the oriented corners, and these two are opposites. We're going to hold it with our oriented corners to the front, and whatever color our block is will be moved to the back. Here's our algorithm. And for this example, you can see we have a matching block on the unoriented corners. Our oriented corners are opposite. Going to hold it from this angle. Whatever color is right here will be moved to the back. Here is our algorithm. Next up, we have the L cases, which can be identified by having two oriented corners at a diagonal to each other. For our first case, you can see that our unoriented corners have an adjacent color on the top, and then you can look and see that this corner is in the right place, it's just twisted, and same for this one. You'll hold it from this angle, and whatever color is right here will be moved to the back. This next case, you can also see that our twisted corners are an adjacent color, and you can see that these two are the same, and even looking from this angle, these two are the same. So I will hold it from this angle. For AUF recognition, I always look at this block here. These two colors, they'll be moved to the right. Here's our algorithm. Now you can see our two unoriented corners are opposite colors to each other. And as you can see here, these two match. From here, these two don't. So you'll hold it from this angle. For AUF recognition, this corner will not move. Here's our algorithm. Similar to our previous case, our two unoriented corners are of opposite colors, but in this case, our matching pieces are right here. For AUF recognition, this corner will not move. Here's our algorithm. Now you can see our two unoriented corners are the same color, and holding it from this angle, you can see that these two are the same color. We're going to be holding it from this position. For AUF recognition, these two colors, they're both green here, they'll move to the back. Here again, you can see our two unoriented corners have a matching color. And this time, our other matching color is here. AUF recognition, this corner will not move. Here's our algorithm. Next up, we have the sune cases, which can be identified by having one oriented corner. And you can see this yellow is on the right-hand side of the oriented corner. For our first case, you can see that these two are adjacent colors, and this one is opposite of this one. For AUF recognition, you can choose to either have this piece be moved a U2 to solved, or that this piece will be solved to the front. It's up to you. Here's our algorithm. For this case, you can see that we have, again, adjacent corners here and here, but this time these two are matching. Now this is the algorithm I showed at the beginning of the video. I'm going to hold it from this angle. For AUF recognition, this color will stay at the front. Here's our algorithm. Here you can see our back two corners are opposite, and that these two here are the same color. For AUF recognition, this color right here will move to the right. Here's our algorithm. Here you can see again we have opposites in the back as well as opposites here. For AUF recognition, this piece just moves to the right. This one's going to be our longest sune algorithm, but we can break it down into two easier steps. You can see we have opposites here, and that this color actually matches this one here. For AUF recognition, this piece won't move. Here's our algorithm. And I think you can see there that it was two separate CLL algorithms, just merged into one. Final sune algorithm, you can see we have adjacent colors here, and that this color is opposite of this one. For AUF recognition, you can choose to either have this piece moving to the front, or again, just this piece moving to the right. Here's our algorithm. A lot of our antisune algorithms, as well as the cases themselves, are going to look very similar to sune. You can tell it's antisune because our oriented corner, when it's in the front right, the corner that's adjacent to it is the front left. You can see this one points away, and this one points right next to it. So for our first example, you can see that these two are adjacent and these two are opposite. We're going to hold it from this angle. For our AUF recognition, you can choose to have either this piece move to the front, this piece move to the back, or this piece do a U2. Now for this example, you can see that these two are adjacent to each other and that these two are matching. We're going to hold it from this angle with our oriented corner in the back left. For AUF recognition, this color will stay on the front, and here's our algorithm. For our next algorithm, we can see we have these two corners adjacent, And this corner face here is opposite of this one. For AUF recognition, we can either have this piece just doing a U move here, or that this one will be at the front. Choice is yours. Here's our algorithm. Now for this case, we have opposite colors here, and that this one matches here. So again, we're going to hold it from this angle. AUF recognition, either this corner moves here, or that this color moves to the front. Here you can see we have adjacent colors here and matching colors here and here. For AUF recognition, this corner won't move. And you'll notice this is just a mirror of our long sune algorithm, which is just a combination of two algorithms. And here we have two opposite corners here, and these two are matching here. For AUF recognition, this color moves to the front, or that this piece moves here. Here's our algorithm. And I think that about covers it, folks. We got 40 algorithms all in this video. I never thought I'd do it myself, but here we are. Now I'm teaching you guys. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something new. And I hope you start enjoying 2x2, maybe just a little bit more. Please like this video if you did enjoy, subscribe for more content in the future, and as always, have a great day.